Hey guys, it's Dan. Here to do another book haul for the month of April. And first off, I want to say that these are really in no particular order, but I'm going to share with you the comics first because I only purchased two comics in the month of April, and one of them was one that I bought at the tail end of March, but it didn't come in the mail until like the first week of April. And then, yeah, but let's just save that for, let's just go. I picked up Juggernaut Volume 1, No Stopping Now. I love that title. That's so fucking cool. I picked this up because Juggernaut is an X-Man villain, and I thought it was kind of cool. They gave him his own series. So definitely interested in reading this, and I know one of my friends on Goodreads had already read and reviewed this, and he gave it a 4-star rating. So I am looking forward to checking this one out. Definitely. This one, I wasn't thinking that this was even going to come in April. Long story with this book. This book originally came out way back in February. I don't know. I might have mentioned or talked about this book in other videos, but I'm kind of salty with Amazon right now because of this book. I don't usually pre-order books. What I do is the day of release, I may go and just buy it outright, or if not the day of release, I may buy it that same week. I went to go purchase this the day it was supposed to release, back in February. When I went to go purchase it, it said it was sold out. And I called Amazon, I called their customer service, and I said, hey, what the fuck, this book was supposed to be released today, and it was saying they were out of stock already. I'm like, did you guys just have, like, limited copies and that many people pre-ordered it and they were all mailed out? Nobody could tell me anything. Fast forward a little bit later, I called because they kept changing. They changed the release date and they kept pushing it further and further and out. Meanwhile, this was released in other stores, like Barnes & Noble's had this. Barnes & Noble's was trying to sell this for like $100 or more. So I was like, there's no way in hell I'm going to spend $100 on this. I mean, it is a big boy. It's beefy. I will give it that. It's beefy. It's a big boy. And one of the other downsides to this is not the entire X of Swords storyline. It's lacking, like, I think 5 issues that complete, which I don't know why. It's not the entirety of the X of Swords storyline, so that's kind of disappointing. But I ended up paying $50, $55 with shipping and handling, because after the be-all, end-all, after waiting, a couple months to get this, and they kept pushing out the release date, I got a couple of free books out of the deal, which I'm not complaining about that. I just wish there would have been a little more communication as to why they delayed the release of this and why it took them months to get this to me. They didn't have nothing on Amazon's end to tell me and explain why this took so long to get to me. But paying $50 for this was kind of worth it. I mean, the cover price is $100, $125 Canadian. So, yeah, and it's hardcover, too. I'm not going to crack this open until I go to read it. So, yeah, I'm going to leave the shrink wrap on it until I go to read it. And I don't know when I'm going to read and review this, but it may be a while from now. But I got it now. For those of you who are new to my channel, I am an X-Men collector. And, yeah, and like I said, these books are in no particular order. This one literally came today. This is another anthology. This one is Proletariat. This is Tales of Horror and Class Warfare. This one literally just came out. I totally forgot or wasn't aware that I was getting this. I know that there are a few people that I follow on Twitter. It's signed by Eric Raglan, and I know that I'm pretty sure I'm friends with him on Twitter. But there's a number of people that are. Haley Piper is in this. Brennan LaFaro, who is a part of Deadhead Space podcast, Laurel Hightower, a couple other people I'm not too familiar with. But yeah, this looks like it could be fun. I love I'm a sucker for themed anthologies, so yeah. And then I decided I like to treat myself every time I get paid. I like to buy myself a new book. And yeah, I still feel ashamed for it. I feel like someone is judging me when I do these book haul videos. But yeah, I've only read one Jack Ketchum book so far. But I had saw the films for Off-Season and The Woman. I don't know if I saw Offspring or not. I may have. But yeah, so I decided to pick this one up. Wanted to read this. I heard this is very, very, very disturbing, and it involves a family that are cannibals. They live in a cave, and I heard, I can't remember the guy's name exactly, but I follow him on YouTube, and he said that this was, it's kind of based on the Sony Bean clan from Scotland. If you're not familiar with them, that's a true crime case where they said they were werewolves and they were cannibals, and yeah, it was one of those weird, bizarre kind of things. So yeah, Jack Ketchum is one who does not hold any punches back. So yeah, definitely he's someone that I want to read, and I know he's an influence on Stephen King. I picked up the sequel to that one. This one is Offspring, and I tried to track down book 3, The Woman, and it's kind of weird, but book 3 is so hard to find. It was one that he co-wrote with somebody named Lucky McGee, which I've never heard of this person. And for some reason, to get a physical copy of that book, it's damn near impossible because it's like super pricey. I don't know if there's just so many limited copies of it, but it's really expensive, and it's just too much for me that I'm not going to pay that much for a physical copy of it. I'm probably going to have to resort to reading a Kindle copy of it, which really sucks because I'm one of these people that I want to complete my collection and I want to have the trilogy. But, I mean, the chances of me ever finding book 3, and it's kind of weird because it's the third book in the series. You'd think it'd be easier to find than, like, let's say if it was I could understand if it was, like, the first book in the series that was hard to find. But no, it's the third book in the series that finishes out that series, and that's kind of disappointing. Back to collecting my Stephen King paperbacks, I decided to pick up Christine, and I didn't realize until now that there's some kind of like mark on the binding. I don't know if I should make a... Oh, maybe that's not... Okay, maybe it's supposed to be a scratch for the cover because it's kind of like that on the car on the front. So maybe it's intentional, not a scuff mark. But yeah, wanted to collect all the Stephen King paperbacks that I read and enjoyed when I was a teen. So I'm going to have to add that one. Still have to organize my shelf, which is over here. You can't see it. It's not on camera. But I have to organize that Stephen King shelf that I got going. I got a review request from Kateri Stanley. This is Forgive Me, and I think this is supposed to be a dark fantasy, I do believe. But yeah, she submitted this to me I totally forgot about this until it came in the mail. This came in the mail like not too long ago, like sometime near the beginning of April, maybe the second week of April. And I totally forgot that she had sent me a review request for it. But it's something about found footage, so yeah. Sounds interesting. I gotta add this to my list of author books that I have to read and review. And then Sam Kolyaznik's birthday was back in March. I don't know exactly what day it was, but she just kind of said on her birthday week, she's like, hey, if you guys would do me a favor and buy a couple of books. And I I was like, this was like an impulse buy for me because it was her birthday. I was like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead. And she edited this. She doesn't have a story in here, but I've heard so much about this one that, was on my radar for sure. It's got stories by V. Castro, Haley Piper, Scott Cole, Kenzie Jennings, Greg Sisko, Asher Ellis. There's a bunch of other people with the intro by Sadie Hartman, Mother Horror herself. So yeah, and it is signed by Sam Koliesnik. So yeah, pretty cool that I got that. And last but not least, I've got book 3 in the Nocturnal series by Vic LeMay Mist. This is Nocturnal Salvation. I'm really close to finishing book 2 in this series. But yeah, this is a great vampire series. If you guys are into vampires, definitely check out this one. I read the first one. I absolutely really enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying book 2, so I can't see why I wouldn't really enjoy book 3. But yeah, those are the books that I picked up in the month of April. Questions, comments, I'm going to throw down my coffee link. If you guys don't mind buying me a coffee or two, because I'm not getting AdSense. Getting really close to reaching 1,000 subscribers, but I feel like it's so far away. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Hit that subscriber button if you want to see book reviews and book recommendations, and hit that notification bell while you're at it. This has been Dan. These are the books I got in April. Till next time, stay healthy and be good to each other.